Let me ask you something. When was the last time you told someone, I'm good, but you knew you was lying? And I don't mean like maliciously or like trying to manipulate anybody, but just because you didn't feel like explaining yourself or even being like vulnerable and letting somebody into your inner world, because Lord knows what happens when people know too much about us. Or hearing that surface level, I'm gonna pray for you, bro. I'll pray for you, sis, in return. When was the last time you smiled in a room full of people, but deep down you felt completely invisible? Like nobody actually knew the pain that was going on inside of you. Or here's the real one. How many people think they know you, but have never met the version of you that's actually hurting and in pain? This episode right here is for the ones who learned how to survive by going silent, who've learned how to protect themselves by pretending everything is fine. And now you're trying to heal, trying to grow, trying to step into who you were created to be, but the silence still feels safer than the truth. Trust me, I know what that feels like. I've lived seasons where silence was my best strategy. And let's be honest, like growing up as a young black man, we get taught like, man up, I'm good. Like that's the armor that we carry around. I'm good. Everything's cool. I'm all right. I'm gonna keep pushing through. Especially growing up in environments where showing emotion is either seen as weakness or it's weaponized against you. Some of us were taught, y'all seen that? Some of us were taught, don't let people see you cry because it's weak. Stop being so dramatic. You're too emotional. Any of this ring bells for you? We absorb those messages. For many men out there, it might have looked like shutting down completely. Even women too. Always trying to be in control. Always even-tempered. But when we're like that, we're never actually seen. We're never given space to feel and express the things that we need to. For women, it might have looked like being the strong one, the one who holds everybody else together except for themselves, the one who smiles while dying inside. Two different masks, same silence. Silence isn't just something we do. It's something we were trained into. For some of us, survival required it. If you grew up in chaos, silence protected you. If you were told your voice didn't matter, silence became your comfort zone. And if you were always the one who had to keep it together, silence was the only way you didn't fall apart. But here's the thing. Silence doesn't just protect us, it shapes us. And the longer we stay silent in it, the harder it is to trust that our voice is safe now. Think about that. We think that continuing to carry on and not talk about the things that are deep down inside of us is the very thing that's going to protect us. But in all actuality, we're lying to ourselves. We start to believe that telling the truth won't make people leave, that our emotions won't destroy us. Silence becomes our identity and it steals our connection with others. We disconnect from others. We disconnect from God. And we disconnect from the most important person in this dynamic, ourself. Let's talk about what pretending has costed you. Because silence feels safe, but it's expensive. And a lot of times when we're not looking at our bank account and we just swiping that card, the bills start to add up. You start shrinking yourself to stay comfortable. You keep relationships where no one really knows who you are. You wake up in the morning wondering, why do I feel numb? Even though I'm doing all the right things. And eventually you start to wonder, if no one knows the real me, do I even know myself anymore? Silence makes us masterful at curating the version of us we think people can handle. But it keeps us from the life we were actually built to live. So what does it mean to unlearn silence? It doesn't mean becoming loud or dramatic. It means becoming honest. It means risking vulnerability even when you're not sure how it'll be received. It means having conversation where you say, I know I always seem okay, but I've been carrying some stuff. Or even just, today was hard. I don't feel like myself. Can I be real with you for a second? Unlearning silence looks like journaling through the truth. And I know many of us might think journaling is corny or writing down our thoughts is corny, but for real, being open and honest about these things is key, and finding people around you that you can come to. I want to talk about somebody that I've worked with before. They've talked to me about trying to be vulnerable, and this might be you. You might have been in a position where you're like, you know what? I want to start being vulnerable with others. I want to start opening up and talking about what I'm actually experiencing. But the people around you don't necessarily have the emotional intelligence to hold space for you. This particular individual told me that they were trying to tell somebody that they thought they were close to about emotional experiences that they were having, and they looked at them and they made a joke out of everything that they started to talk about. And so as I'm sitting here telling you, like, you need to find people that you need to talk to, and you need to be able to open up, you need to be vulnerable, I want to acknowledge the other side of the reality where we try to do that, but then we're not received with open arms, and instead our most vulnerable parts of us, our armor off, gets met with, you just complaining. You just can't get over this. They're not taking us serious. And if you are ever met with that, here's my encouragement for you. It's not that you shouldn't be vulnerable, but maybe the people that you're trying to be vulnerable with, maybe the people that you have in your circle are not truly the ones who are going to help you grow. And so you need to find new circles. If you're on a journey of growing emotionally, if you're on a journey of trying to rewrite the things in your mind mentally, but the people around you are not doing that, you cannot place the expectation on them to be able to understand or comprehend the level of emotional intelligence and mental growth that you are trying to reach yourself. So as you're looking for a friend that you can trust to tell your struggles to, keep this in mind. Learn to cry without apologizing for it. Learn to express without feeling guilty about expressing. Let God meet you in the rawest version of yourself. You were never created to perform your way into connection. You don't have to curate a version of you that's palatable to people who don't have the capacity for your truth. Remember that. The real you, the one under the silence, that's the one that's worthy. That's the one that's becoming. So here's my question for you this week. Who needs to meet the real you? And who do you need to let go of so that the right ones can come into your life? Where can you stop performing and start just being? Imagine how liberating it could be if you could just be your whole self, if you could let your guard down. You don't have to say everything to everyone, remember that. But say something to someone. Let yourself be known and watch what happens when healing has a voice. So if this is something in you, don't keep it to yourself. Share this episode with someone who's been pretending. And make sure you subscribe to the CYR Podcast for more raw, healing, honest connection and conversation every week. I'll see you on the next one. And until then, be real, be gentle, and speak. And thank you for tuning in to another episode of the CYR Podcast. When you clean your room, you change your life. Peace.